Okay, good morning, first years. Hope all are you fine. So the continuation of the this in biochemistry, that is the unit 13 functional test. So in that already we have been discussed about the renal function test, liver function test, and also the this thyroid function test. So let us will see this urine analysis. Okay. So let us will see the what is meant by urine analysis. So actually we are going to that is the examination of the urine. So we are doing the urine test for different diagnosis of the different diseases or different patterns. So first we will see the examination of the urine. So in the examination of the urine, we will have the physical examination, microscopic examination, and chemical examination. Like the three categories we are divided. So first physical examination. Normal findings of the urine. So the normal findings, already we have been in NF. We have discussed about the what is the normal urine color and all this is. Let us again we will go back. So color, pale yellow or amber color, as you know. Appearance or turbidity. So that is a clear. So volume of the urine is 1000 to 2000 ml in 24 hours. The reaction of the urine is acidic and the pH value of the urine is 4.6 to 8. And the odor, that is the aromatic odor, that is it will smell like a ammonia due to the presence of the volatile acids. So these are some of the physical characteristics of the urine, normal. Next, chemical examination. So when you are testing the urine for any chemicals, usually in the normal individual, they are all are negative. That is, they won't presence of any chemicals in the urine. Okay, that is ketones, sugar, bile salt, blood, protein, and bile pigments. So these chemicals are not present in the urine for normal adult or normal person. And microscopic examination. So what are the, we'll see under the microscope in the urine is RBC, red blood cells. In the normal person it is negative. Pus cells, if there is any infection, crystals because of any excessive amount of any this electrolytes will be there, that is the crystals, it is form of the crystals. Epithelial cells and cast, that is some of the sediments like that, and acid fast bacteria. So these will be negative in the normal person. And next, specific gravity of the urine is 1.003 to 1.030. This is the specific gravity of the urine. So these are all the normal. So in the normal person, these all will be negative and normal findings of the urine. So when let us will come for the urine test. So what are the different urine tests are regularly performing for the in the persons to detect any changes. First, urine for sugar, or we are calling it as a Benedict's test. So purposes of this Benedict's test is screening to detect the diabetes and also confirmation diagnosis of the diabetes and monitoring the effectiveness of diabetic control. So in the urine, if it is a if it is a presence of any sugar, then we can see that maybe that it is due to the diabetes and that is a diabetic. So this is the purposes why we are doing this Bendix test. So let us will see. So procedure. So here the procedure to detect the glucose in the urine is we'll have some process, that is the test is called the Benedict's test. So here what we are doing is heat 5 ml of Benedict solution, that is the blue color Benedict solution is present. So we have to heat 5 ml of Benedict solution over the spirit lamp in the test tube. So why this means to check the solution whether it is clear or not. So we have to heat it. Holding test tube away from the face to prevent yourself, that is to protect yourself. What will happen, because during the heating, so the fluid may after heating it may spill out, so there may cause of burns. After that, add 8 drops of urine with a dropper. So we have to collect the specimen of the urine from the person. So from that specimen we have to add the 8 drops of urine and heat for 2 minutes. So we have to add in the 5 ml of Benedict solution, we have to add the 8 drops of urine to check urine sugar. Again cool and observe the color change. So we have to, after heating, the in the solution 8 drops we are adding, and again heat for 2 minutes. Again we have to cool and observe the color change. Record the date, time, name of investigation and the result in the patient's record file. So we have to see the color changes we can observe. Let us will see what the see. So Bendix test results for levels of reducing sugar, that is, so if it is actually the Bendix solution is blue, if it is remains blue even after heating and adding this urine, then no reducing sugars are present. So they won't have any sugar in the urine. If it is green, so if it is green, then traceable, that is small amounts of sugar is present in the urine, that is 0.5 to 1 gram percentage. If it is yellow, so yellow precipitate we can observe. So it is low, 1 to 1.5 gram percentage. If it is orange to red precipitate, moderate, that is 1.5 to 2 gram percentage. If it is very high, that is brick red. So it is very high, more than 2 grams of urine is present, 2 grams of sugar is present in the urine. So these we can observe, if anyone we can observe. So according to the color change, we can able to estimate the sugar present. Okay, understood? That is blue, green, yellow, orange to red, or last is a brick red is the high sugar present in the urine. Next, urine for albumin. So this not only the sugar we are detecting in the urine, we can observe some of the protein which will be excreted. So that is the albumin. We are calling it as a Hart test. So again, one more name is there. Will tell in that. Take urine up to 2/3 of the test tube and heat the upper 1/3. Rotate test tube constantly. So we have to take the urine to 2/3 in the test tube and heat the upper 1/3. So rotate the test tube constantly. We have to change the directions. Then add few drops of acetic acid along the sides of the test tube and observe for precipitation. So precipitation means white thick color will be forming. If the cloud disappears, it is due to phosphate. If the cloud still remains, it indicates the presence of albumin. It will not disappear with acetic acid. So I will see the figure. If urine is highly acidic or highly alkaline, the reading will be false. Okay. So precipitation albumin level. So if it is no precipitate, we cannot see any thick precipitate, it is nil. Slightly cloudy అంటే traces అన్నమాట కొద్దిగా. 1 finger breadth or translucent, that is 1 plus. 2 finger breadth or translucent, 2 plus. 3 finger breadth or opaque, 3%. Thick precipitate, that is a 4 plus. That is more amount of albumin will be excreted in the urine. Cold test, it is another test for albumin. Add 2 ml of sulfosalicylic acid or nitric acid to 2 ml of urine in a test tube. Okay. If albumin is present, white precipitate will be seen where two fluids meet. So that is, if it is, there is no need of any heating. Just 2 ml of sulfosalicylic acid we have to add, or nitric acid in 2 ml of urine in a test tube. If albumin is present, white precipitate will be seen. So where two fluids meet. Protein is indicated by cloudy precipitate. We can see the thick precipitate is there, means that presence of protein is there. And test for acetone or Rotheras test. Mostly that is where for a presence of any acetone in the urine, we are performing the Rotheras test. So screening for ketonuria, that is routine hospital urine test, pre-surgery pregnant women. So this ketone, if it is presence of any ketones is there in the urine also, we can observe by Rotheras test. So why we are doing this ketone body means glycosuria, that is presence of more amount of glucose in the urine, and to check for control of the diabetes, to differentiate between diabetic coma and insulin shock. So it is because of any diabetic coma and insulin shock we will able to differentiate by doing this Rotheras test. When heavy sugar is found in the urine, test for the acetone is done. Okay. So how we will do means take 3 mm of ammonium sulfate crystals in a test tube. So up to 3 centimeters. Sorry, take 3 centimeter of ammonium sulfate crystals in a test tube. Add equal amount of urine to it. Put 1 crystal of sodium nitroprusside. Close the test tube with the cork and shake the test tube. Add 1.5 centimeter of concentrate ammonia. Okay, read the result immediately. If acetone is present, a permanganate purple color ring is formed at the junction of the urine and ammonia. So we can see the result immediately for acetone. That is, if we are 1 crystal of sodium nitrochloride we are adding. So if we that is a if we are adding the urine in it, then immediately after mixing, that is we have to keep the test tube and shake it. Then what will see 1.5 centimeter of concentrated ammonia. Read the result immediately. Okay, if acetone is present, that is permanganate purple color ring is formed at the junction of the urine and ammonia. Discard the urine and clean the articles. So next is the Hayes test or test for bile salts. So it is also one of the tests for to detect the biles present in the urine. So take 5 ml of urine in the test tube, sprinkle sulfur powder on the surface of the urine. If the powder sinks down to the test tube, it indicates the presence of bile salt in the urine. So simple. So we have to sprinkle the sulfur powder on the surface of the urine. So if the powder sinks down to the test tube, so it indicates the presence of bile salt in the urine. See. So this is a already I told no purple color Rothera's test is there no, that is I told no permanganate, that is a purple ring is formed at the urine and ammonia. See, this is the positive, this is the negative. So if it is negative like that, if it is 5 milligram per d means light color, if it is 15 means like that, if it is 40 means 80 and 160. So reagent strips test, this is a nowadays we are available of the strips also. Okay, we can see just to dipping in the urine with this strip we can able to observe all these colors. So urine for bile salts and pigments, already I told that is a bile salts Hayes test. So principal bile salts have the property of lowering surface tension, hence when sulfur powder is sprinkled to urine containing bile salts, it sinks to the bottom. That is the reason why this we can observe this. And for bile pigments, Faucher's test. Okay. So principle is here, bile pigments adhere to the precipitate of barium sulfate and addition of Faucher's reagent, ferric chloride in the presence of trichloroacetic acid oxidases yellow color bilirubin to green color biliverdin. So actually the bilirubin will be present in the yellow color. After adding this reagent, Faucher's reagent, so the reaction will occur ferric chloride in the presence of trichloroacetic acid oxidases yellow color bilirubin to green color biliverdin. So that we can it changes the color. See. In the control, sulfur powder remains immiscible with the underlying liquid. In the positive test, the sulfur powder sinks to the bottom. Okay. So that is a we can see that this is a positive test. So interpretation, bile cells and bile pigments are present in urine in obstructive jaundice. So in the jaundice, if it in the urine, if the bile cells or bile pigments are present, means that is the indication of there is a jaundice is present. Same. This is also next test for ketone bodies. Already I told. So same. So here Rothera's test, that is alkaline reacts with a ketone group to form a purple ring here also. It is given by acetone as no acetone but not by beta hydroxy butyric acid. So these are the some of the old tests which we are doing in the test tubes. But nowadays we are having this strips reagents, that is a strip test will be present. So there is no that much of a problem. Just we can dip the stick for the this one, then we can observe the color changes so that we can able to indicate whether it is a positive or a negative or like that. And last one is the specific gravity. Take conical glass, fill 20 to 30 ml of urine. So to check for specific gravity, allow your urinary meter to flow in the urine. So we'll have the urinary meter to float in the urine. Take reading just before spinning stops. Okay, read the specific gravity at the eye level. So we'll have the certain urinometer is there. So in the conical glass, we have to fill the urine and allow the urinary meter to float. Okay. So normal specific gravity is already I told 1.003 to 1.030. So urinary meter scale is 1.00 to 1.060. So it is high in diabetes mellitus due to the presence of sugar, and it can be low in the kidney diseases due to the inability of the kidneys to concentrate the urine. So that is why we have to see the specific gravity of the urine. So if it is high means that is presence of sugar, that is a diabetes, and it can be low in the kidney diseases because of the inability of the kidneys to concentrate the urine. See, this is a hydrometer, that is a urinary. So we can see this one. So in the conical glass we have to the urinary meter, in the conical glass we have to keep the urine, and we have to see the specific gravity at the eye level. Okay, so then we can read the 0.020. So this we can observe in the laboratory. When you are going for the any clinicals in the laboratory, you can observe all these tests, but these are all the olden test. But nowadays only they are testing in the strips, that is will have the sticks, dipsticks, we are calling the dipsticks. So it is easy for you to read the results. You have to know the normal. So let us will see the normal urinalysis results. So you have to, it is very important to know the normal values of the urine, so that if you know the normal, then you can able to identify the high or low. Okay, normal values used in the many laboratories are glucose, that is a negative, less than 130 milligram per day or 30 milligram per deciliter. Okay, bilirubin negative, quantitative less than 0.02 milligram per dl. Ketones negative means quantitative 0.5 to 3 milligram per dl. pH is 5 to 8, and protein negative, quantitative 15 to 150 milligram per day or less than 10 milligram per dl. Blood is negative, and nitrates also negative in the normal adult. Specific gravity is 1.02 to 1.025. 1.015 to 1.025, and urobilinogen 0 to 1, that is the units. So the quantitative is 0.3 to 1 up to. Leukocytes and estimate, that is the negative. Red blood cells is 0 to 2 per high power field, and white blood cells is 0 to 5 per high power field. Okay, so also read the color, odor and color of the urine. So these are the normal values of the urine. So you will have in your books also, so that you know the normal values of the urine. Then it is easy for you to understand the changes. Okay. So this is the urine analysis. Okay. So what are the different urine tests we are performing in the laboratory, and what are the results? Okay. This is the class. Just you go through. Okay. Thank you. So hope you understood, and any doubts are there, please give the feedback.